Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us with the Sony, this is the ICF-S5W, and I perform an evening medium wave band scan. First we'll go over features, second I'll do a size comparison, and third I'll start cruising the evening band. So here it is, this Sony S5W. I reviewed the Sony S5 import model. The differences are this has the full FM band for the US, and this was also marketed to the US. When you change the AM dial, which I'll show you, it has all of the American frequencies from 1980. So some of these might be relevant, some of these may be gone. It's kind of interesting how this is like a time-traveling radio. You can find these, I don't know, averaging $50 to $100. Is it worth it? Well, it just depends on collectability. It's renowned for its awesome medium wave potential with this long antenna inside. It has excellent audio, and yeah, it's a classic. So let's look at features. Left-hand side, we have the carry strap mounting point. Now this radio came to me brand new as a donation. Absolutely amazing, new in the box. We have the AM area selecting knob. So you got 10 different regions, and you select it with this knob here. And I'm region 9 in my location, so I would just turn this knob to number 9. And then if you look closely there, if I can bring it up, you can see I got Chicago stations, WLS, WBBM, WGN. So pretty cool. Awesome. So that's what we're looking at. So we'll go ahead and dial that back to the linear scale we're recognized. There we go. Awesome. Loving that. So on the front here, you can see Sony has a nice little aluminum bezel up here. I like how they did little treatments back then. Over here we have the band indicator lights up with a red LED, FM or AM. We have a LED tuning indicator. So up here in this little black area, as I tune, it'll be green when it's out of tune and turns red when you're in tune. Absolutely amazing. You have your FM band on top, 88 to 108. And of course their AM band is 530 to 1610, I believe. I didn't get 1620 during the day, but it was a rough daytime band scan when I was working on that. But very cool radio, loving it. So yeah, over here we got metal speaker grill, 4-inch speaker, tone control. I've noticed on the AM band I tend to leave it on high unless I'm searching out faint signal. Sometimes going lower is like lowering the bandwidth almost. It gives you a little bit easier to make a type of legible for like a signal if you're listening for top of the hour. Sometimes you turn this down to try to remove the hiss and noise, but it tends to be on high because it's a low tone on the AM. It's very bright on the FM. Volume slider. Now these sliders didn't need to be cleaned. Again, new in the box, amazing. Sensitivity, selectivity, portability. That's what that is, SSP. That's what that means. On the import, I didn't know what that was. I thought those were J's. Pretty cool. So right inside the radio, got some cool things going on. Nice smooth tuning knob, liking that. 2 switches here. One to turn on and off the AFC for FM. And the middle one here is for the AM or FM band. Down here's really cool. We have a sensitivity for the AM band, high and low. And then we have a spot to hook up a long wire antenna, ground, and an aerial. Nice. Earphone, single ear only, and a DC input of 4.5 volts. Sony's known for the reverse polarity. Note that the outside sleeve is positive and the inside pole is negative. If you're using the aftermarket, make sure you can reverse it. Kind of nice to know that. Top of the radio, we have the power button. Nice. We have the FM antenna, which is 33 inches long. And on the back of the radio, probably should have put that strap on there. Yeah, but easier to move this radio around. Flip it on the back side. It's pretty neat. We get the vented case. Now the AM antenna in here is on an angle, so it dips down. I'm trying to see if you can see it. Yeah, it's kind of blocked by like a foam insert, but it gets canted down like this here. It's just the way they decided to mount it on an angle. So it dips down. I'm trying to remember which direction it dips down into. So usually they run horizontal to the top of the radio, and this dips down, yeah, on the left-hand side like this. So the ferrite end power antenna is something like that. So I have to like think about where I'm aiming the top of the radio when I'm trying to tune the station in. It's kind of fun. They did it that way. I think they did it to get out of the some distance away from the LED tuning indicator. That's the only thing I could think of. There's the U.S. with the region codes. Kind of pick the area you're in, and there's the states. If you're one of those states, you'd choose that region. I'm 9. You can see Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin. And if you're New Jersey, New York, you'd pick number 2. Nice. Down here we got Sony ICF-S5W. Takes 3 C batteries, not 6. There's the coverage for AM 530 to 1605. Yeah, I couldn't even get 1620. Maybe we'll get 1610 tonight. We'll find out. Be the first for me. Made in Japan. Beautiful. On the bottom is the serial number. And we're ready to rock. So let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison and then get on the band. So yeah, I like to go over this radio. Now, yeah, for prices, I don't know. They run all over the place. There, I'll have links below to it. So if you want to check them out and you want to buy a radio on eBay, go ahead. And then you'll know you'll support the channel without any extra outlay of money from you. Current time is 11:25 p.m. Central Daylight Time. I'm in Chicago, Illinois. We have CC Skywave. There you go. Size comparison. I'll be using this as a frequency checker in case I get lost in the dial, which is pretty easy. This thing's super sensitive, and being an analog scale, sometimes you might get a little lost because there's a lot of stations in there. So having a digital companion is always handy. We got a deck of cards here in case you don't have those radios. There you go. Iron Man. He's the man with the master plan. He loves Sony radios made in Japan. He's Iron Man. All right. I have fun with that, as you guys know, or most of my viewers. If you're new to the channel, hopefully that didn't freak you out, but that's my little thing. All right. So let's go ahead and turn this on. Oh, cool. Picking up 530. It's in this direction. Cardinal directions: north, south, west, east. The antenna works in 2 directions, bidirectional. So if I want to pick up a station to the west, I point it this way, and east would be that way. So I'd be picking up both directions. During the day, it's not a factor, but in the evening, you'll find yourself picking up multiple stations as you move the radio. I've also noticed that a passive loop, like this Terk Advantage here, doesn't seem to have much of an effect, no matter how I place it. It could be like this. It helps a little bit with the gain here. Oh, that really helps. Okay, so during the day, I didn't have much luck. But the evening, that loop is helping. Green, not quite strong enough to be in tune. Okay, so yeah, I mentioned that, yeah, CHLO 530, Brampton, Ontario, 441 miles away. It's supposed to be a 250 watt station. Let's keep going.
This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council. You love them enough to do anything for them.
Dad, can we make 200 cookies for my bake sale tomorrow?
Let's do this, including checking
NHTSA.gov cool.
/the right seat to make sure they're correctly.
This should be 540 WAUK, Jackson, Wisconsin, 70 miles away, 400 watts to the north, but I'm pointing to the south, again bidirectional.
You may feel like you can't handle it all. Meditation or other spiritual practices can help you feel more grounded and better able to cope.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
Can't beat that tuner. We're picking up KTRS here, 550, St. Louis, Missouri. 275 miles, 5,000 watts.
Property, file your claim, negotiate the damages, and maximize your settlement with your insurance company. If we complete the repairs approved by your insurance company.
Here's 560 WIND, Chicago.
adjusters has turned denied claims into approved claims. We've also increased insurance claims anywhere from 23 to 1,000%. We are licensed by the Department of Insurance and work in Illinois, Northwest Indiana, and Southern Wisconsin. Crosscom Public Adjusters, 630-871-5500.
Faint signal, I think, is 580. I can check it with my Skywave. Yep. It's I had to put this to my ear, but this is pulling it in much stronger than the Skywave. WTCM, Traverse City, Michigan, 215 miles, 1,000 watts.
Malik Hornsby is a backup quarterback that they're going to use in different ways. So KJ, and then I would just say kind of those weapons.
600 WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 175 miles, 5,000 watts to the west. Okay, I was wrong. 590. KXSP, Omaha, Nebraska. I gotta remember that this antenna's tilted, and that's towards Nebraska right there.
Solid at the skill positions. I thought Montrell Johnson ran the ball well. You know, Ricky Pearsall was a solid athlete.
Yeah, this is Omaha, Nebraska. KXSP, 405 miles, 5,000 watts. Beautiful. So 590. Nice.
Alabama in the SEC championship game. So for the bigger games on the schedule, that's the
stuff they don't want you to know, want you to know. They've got a different illustrations. The stuff they don't want you to know.
Should be 600. Bring the loop in.
You should read this.com or wherever you buy your books. Around his spare time. We'll show you what the forecast is. This is our next late multi-party studies. You need to stick with us. We'll be dropping into those over 60s and some areas of self-protection.
Okay, let's try to hear some call letters. We'll keep going because there's a lot of the band to cover. WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 175 miles, 5,000 watts. Might have said that twice, but that's okay. Let's keep rolling.
Davis on your phone for 24/7 news. Philadelphia's VIN 610. Person arrested for a minor non-violent marijuana charge.
610. I think this is the Black Information Network, the BIN. 610 out of Philly. 700 miles, I think. I'll have information here. A little pop-up. Nice. Relatively new station. I don't think I have this logged on my main sheet. 610.
Would apply to select nonviolent offenders. The application process is free and will be available entirely online. Officials estimate 13,000 were arrested last year. Potentially benefit from the
much nicer to hear it here.
Many others in previous years, particularly black men. A young child is recovering and is in service
Financial Peace University. But we did it on CD. And so we went through it, and so we started showing the baby steps. Made a lot of sense. We paid off car debt. Fortunately, we didn't have a lot of college.
Here's 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 52 miles to the north. 10,000 watts at nighttime, but I think they aim their antennas away from my location, so it's always a little difficult to pick up at night.
That's really helped. But it wasn't until 2020 we did the actual Financial Peace University class, and that's when things got real.
Okay, I think this is CFCO, Chatham, Ontario, 630. Doesn't sound like it, though. I think it's usually country. Doesn't sound too country to me. 310 miles, 6,000 watts, or it's KYFI, St. Louis, Missouri, which is 275 miles to the south. And sometimes the radio being near south, it'll pick it up. Okay, let's aim it this way. See if it improves. Okay, that is definitely CFCO coming in nice and strong. Definitely not a religious station. Okay, cool. Yep, Chatham, Ontario. 630 CFCO.
Says they're welcoming the asylum seekers. In the future, though, she'd like to see a forceful process that is coordinated by the federal government.
Just picking up a little bit of WMFN 640, Peatone, Illinois, 75 miles, 1600 watts. Also, could be picking up a little bit of WOI, Ames, Iowa.
Sonic YOP kit, 5G T-Mobile device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
It's the Scott Antique Market's going on this weekend. Shop from hundreds of dealers here from all over the world, right here at the Atlanta Expo Centers. Jonesboro Road and I-285 near the airport. Find antiques galore. It's furniture, Rihanna rugs, jewelry, glassware, architectural pieces, and so much more. It's truly a treasure hunter's paradise. For details, directions, and discounts, go online to scottantiquemarket.com. Remember, it's this weekend. It's huge. The Scott Antique Market's this weekend.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on
Okay,
your
it should be
shoes?
650 Nashville. I heard Atlanta, but...
Without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoes for you. Introduce the new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. With this Skechers
Yeah,
slip-ins,
650 WSM, Nashville, Tennessee, 434 miles.
well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Try new hands-free Skechers slip-ins.
A lot of slumps aren't really noticeable because you're thinking about the team and the team's success. When you are struggling like the Yankees are now, then Donaldson,
Wow,
and
this is coming
Torres,
good.
and LeMahieu and Stanton and Hicks, all of their foibles.
660 WFAN, New York, 750 miles. They got storms all over New York there tonight. I always check the radar before I start. Yeah, so this is 750 miles. Nice. Home of the Yankees.
And then they hear 2 for 40, 4 for 46.
The show's selectivity is amazing on this radio because 670 Chicago is really strong.
Numbers, and they go, there's our guy.
Runs, Jonathan VR, Tyro Estrada, J.D. Davis, and Lewis Brinston have all gone to you. In the American League, the Blue Jays sweep a doubleheader from the Orioles, 7-3 and 8-4 in the game.
Yeah, home of the Cubs, WSCR, Chicago.
For Toronto, Aaron Judge continues his torrid pace, a 54th home run of the season.
Yeah, I think it's just continuing to try to find that buy-in cord. He's got to find a way to get everybody on the same page. And whoever thought it was, player, coach, whatever else they did, Keyshawn Boucher is their best player on offense. Possibly their best.
690 CKGM, Montreal, Quebec. I'm going to be going a little faster here to try to get through most of the band. 763 miles. Nice. On 690.
20-something plays, I can't exactly recall, without having him being targeted. I mean, he's a player that...
No mechanical difficulties or casualties report later. McClure commanding. Now this is a trip.
Dial accuracy is awesome. 700. This is WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
On this date, September the 6th, 1919, 60.
Now, if I have patience and I wait, this is WOR 710, New York. Couple stations there.
Outside. Yeah, no, it is. It's just like breathing liquid oxygen. Yeah. I remember the last time I flew in there, I flew in from, of all places, Fairbanks, Alaska in September. It was like September.
Here's 720 WGN, Chicago.
Feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And yeah, it's like that all the time.
There's 740. This is CFZM, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles to the northeast.
which helps small businesses.
It's all coming back.
Yeah, which they're putting back, which is crazy. But bottom line is, I think COVID held us back.
So I believe this is 750 WSB, Atlanta, Georgia. 630 miles. I'll just verify with the Skywave again.
Which we would have made more progress on was immigration.
Nice.
We developed a merit-based immigration system. I got called in after year 2. Again, I write about this in the book where Trump does the shutdown. I just got my criminal justice reform done that I worked so hard on. I write about how that almost died.
Jeff Sessions tried to stop you.
So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it. Full WSB 750, Atlanta, Georgia, 630 miles.
Stop it. We worked through, and it was really...
Crypto enthusiasts would not say, we don't have to completely replace fiat currency. I think we want a world...
Here's WJR 760, Detroit, Michigan, 270 miles.
If it does a better job of being money, then great. And if not, then it'll die like everything else.
Great. I said, well, Kelly told me not to work. He said, well, look, I'm here for 2 years, and I don't have a wall. Kelly's failed me. Ben has failed me. Nobody's gotten me the wall, Ryan.
Here's WABC 770, New York City, New York, 750 miles.
Actually, with Mick did a great job, and Cipollone did a great job.
You repurposed defense spending. If they wouldn't give you more 0.1, 0.4, or 1.8, you repurposed defense spending in order to build the wall.
We found a lot of different...
That someone called safe or, completely without...
Carnival games.
So basically there's a bunch of them, like darts and...
780 WBBM, Chicago.
Fun. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Rebecca and her husband John brought their daughter Josie, who's deaf, for the inclusive fair that allows children with special needs and their families to get first class.
A lot of stations here.
Obviously, it's a great moment. It's a great thing that's happened. But there are a lot of unintended consequences whenever there's a seismic shift in politics.
Okay, somebody asked if I got 810. I believe this is 810. WGY. Barely picking it up with the Skywave. But better here.
There are going to be far, far fewer abortions in Tennessee.
So 810 WGY, Albany, New York, 740 miles. Nice.
There are going to be far, far more brutal abortions in California.
At the 2023 Macam Auto Auction at Dallas Convention Center, win tickets to Macam Dallas 2022 event. Join Steve and John Crutcher, TV host for Macam Auctions and Electronic TV. Enjoy the view from the opposite standby. Text Steve, S-T-E-V-E, to 68623 for your chance to win now. Good luck on that.
All right, this isn't a scene. I wanted to talk to Brad Barton, our chief meteorologist at the WBAP for the Weather Center for a minute.
Because, Brad, what the heck's going on? When I checked today, it said no more rain for several days and, the rest of the week. And then all of a sudden, it seems it popped up out of nowhere. What is going on? Why, by the way, I'm not seeing anything from our local media. Almost anything, anywhere. So I don't know if they're all sleeping at the wheel here, other than a little screen call on some of the local stations. What's going on, Brad, and what time is this going to be going through, and how severe is it?
WBAP, Fort Worth, Texas, 820. 810 miles.
Rain and hail, it is. We had 20% coverage of thunderstorms in the forecast today, which indicates not a 20% probability, but we were going to have coverage of thunderstorms. That's why they hold 20. What we can know is what I know.
Listen to the official Game of Thrones podcast, House of the Dragon, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Here's 840 WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky. About 300 miles.
You caught up with your weird cousin Phil. You and your buddy Dave were crowned cornhole champions. Your famous potato salad drew rave reviews. The home team even won. But the best...
And awards are issued as normal global free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. That's 1-800-522-4700.
The decision about which firm to hire in a serious injury case is often one of the most important decisions.
850 KOA, Denver, Colorado, 890 miles.
Choose a firm that shares your values. Those values, including faith, honesty, hard work, love of country, have been the foundation of our firm's long history of outstanding results. We take righteous cases on a percentage fee basis. If you need our help, please give me a call at 303.
Il y en a beaucoup aussi qui viennent raconter les problèmes du pays. 90% des gens qui parlent de l'éducation.
860 CJBC, Toronto, Ontario, 460 miles.
Jackson, what he wants money-wise. And we know the standard, the barrier, the measurement that he is looking for right now is Deshaun Watson type money, which is $230
Okay, I think this is 870
And when you
WWL.
look at the career of Lamar Jackson compared to Deshaun Watson, there is a million numbers, facts, and points,
All right.
distinctions I could make that tell you
New Orleans, Louisiana,
that Lamar
865
Jackson is
miles to the south.
significantly more than Deshaun Watson based on what we have seen, even with the ankle injury.
And just saw them pull away seconds ago. So this is a thing should ease rather quickly here on the BQE. Accident just taken away as you come off the Kosciuszko Bridge. I would just use extra care to many work zones this morning, but light on the construction, almost pretty much none, unless something happens where they'll have to fix something. But for now, no emergency. Roadworks are looking good on Route 3 and Route 4 in the Garden State. The Parkway is trouble-free. Accident on the northbound side of Route 35, north of Ernston Road in Sayreville, is blocking all lanes. And
WCBS,
an accident here on the
880, New York, New York.
Dam Bridge, and one on the Cross Bronx westbound by Rosedale Avenue. That's definitely slowing it down. Suddenly that got quite busy. I'm looking at that one. And minor delays at the
62537 must be 21 years or older and present in Illinois to bet. Bonus issued free bets. Winner each. Money line bets only. Deposit and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at DraftKings.com/football.
890 WLS, Chicago.
In residential areas.
Gonna go a little quicker.
Find your home alert. Check out varsity seat inventory online at
Is there any of the, nothing I saw in any of the write-ups leading into this discussion? You have any inkling that at some point Serena?
Freddie and Fitzsimmons. KJ, it's Courtney and Tehran. First off, congratulations on the win tonight. What was the environment like in the locker room?
Should be 1,000 WMVP Chicago.
Yeah, it was electric. It was amazing to be a part of. Much better to be 1-0 than 0-1.
There we go.
Some things that we can clean up, but at the same time, just always happy to touch it.
Speak from personal experience, and I've employed thousands of drivers since 2007.
1020, I believe here. We're at KDKA, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 450 miles. Again, very stormy in that area.
Around the age of 75 and older.
This is the first time students and teachers are returning to class since the attack. The district has been working on implementing safety and security changes. While headway is being made, not all of the changes are ready for the start of the school year. The latest traffic and weather just ahead.
Dragons are coming. Step back into the
1030 WBZ, Boston, Massachusetts, 880 miles.
House of the Dragon, now streaming on HBO Max. Each week, return to Westeros for the inside scoop with the official Game of Thrones podcast, House of the Dragon. Dreams didn't make us kings.
And winters were tough in Michigan, and still are today. Originally, the buildings at the Plymouth Iron
1040 WHO, Des Moines, Iowa, 280 miles to the west.
Imagine as a manufacturer that
That's 3 years to pay it off interest-free once the job is expertly installed.
1060 KYW, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
New highly energy-efficient windows and doors, including an increased
Not only is CHA a budget-friendly healthcare system, it also plays
vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Don't vinyl.
Here's KMOX 1120, St. Louis, Missouri, 275 miles. I'm going to go over the top of the band to end this.
Or a loved one are struggling with addiction. Smart.
Dog and Subs mug, maybe 32 ounces. Looked like a mini keg. Another witness said that as the crowd, which he described as notably younger and longer haired than usual, grew progressively more drunk, There was some antics every half inning or so. Young fans ran onto the field to dodge security. When Grieve hit a second
Okay, this is 1120. KMOX. The station before was 1100. WTM, Cleveland, Ohio.
Commander, Lord of the Command, and the other one was the Lord
WRVA 1140, Richmond, Virginia, 665 miles.
lower rank than him. Okay. But he was known as Poseidon. So all of a sudden, you've got these two of the highest rankings
using, you know, a whole bunch of things. But it's just, right now it's a correlation. So it's not really clear exactly.
Okay, let's just speed up the dial.
You know, for example, the energy healing, that's a spiritual thing. That's sure where you know.
Okay, I gotta check this.
It's not coming from me, it's coming from spirit, so it's tapping into that realm on a much more conscious basis. And so I've been able
Okay, this is 1210 WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 700 miles.
to help communicators. And so it's yeah.
Graveyard part of the band. We're going to the top.
The second year Fairbanks.
Product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent. That point is just logical. The team obviously getting deployed last this weekend. I'm really just watching.
1530 WCKY, Cincinnati, Ohio, 300 miles.
Obviously watching the Florida State and LSU game and then
James on the line. Hey, Holligan, how can I avoid
1610 CHHA, Toronto, Ontario. Nice, 460 miles. This goes to 1610. I think this is 1620 here.
Tuesday night, looking mostly close. Wednesday, looking sunny, up to the high of 83. That's the forecast on the mighty 1630.
Okay, 1630. KCJJ, nice. Okay, so yeah, there we go. It goes up to 1630. Cool. Iowa City, Iowa. All right, so we'll go ahead and turn this off. We're done with our band scan. Awesome. Give me a big like if you like the video. Check out the links below if you want to buy this radio. I rhymed. If you love Sony, subscribe to the bell icon, get notified of future videos. And 3, comment below what you think about the S5W during evening band scan. Would you want to buy this radio now from 1980? What do you think? Let me know. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you in my next video.